Good afternoon, boys and girls. Mr. Dimmick here. Well, listen, our assembly last week was all about achievements, and what you guys sent me, so many achievements, absolutely brilliant. Little achievements and big achievements, so many people doing baking, lots of schoolwork, helping out your mums and dads with a variety of things in the house, absolutely brilliant. Well, listen, I'm in my allotment just now, and I've got a real sense of achievement of all the things that I've done today. I've been weeding, getting all the beds sorted, ready for planting. So yeah, this is my allotment space. I built all the raised beds myself, built benches, built all sorts of things. So I'm quite handy. I quite like doing DIY, but I'm not very good at it. Probably not as good as all your mums and dads, all the builders and tilers and mums who work in care homes and, you know, all the things that mums and dads do. I'm not that good at it, but I quite enjoy it. I get a real sense of achievement. I remember one time when I wasn't quite so handy. I've got a whole lot of brothers and sisters, 2 brothers and a sister. And I'll tell you about the second time that I fixed a puncture. So first time I fixed a puncture, my brother helped me and it worked out perfectly. And then the second time, which I remember more, I did it all on my own. And brother had these little things called tire irons, he called them, to get the tires off. And we use spoons in our house to do that. And I couldn't find any spoons, or they're all dirty. So what did I use? I used forks. And then I used the wrong end of the forks. And I put 16 little holes in my tyre, and rather than one puncture, I then had 17. So I got really angry, and I remember being really frustrated on my bike and just giving up and sitting on the floor and being really upset. My brother came along and he sorted it all out for me. We got another inner tube and we put that in, and he told me exactly what I was doing wrong. And I still get stuff wrong now all the time. I still do a lot of DIY. If there's 2 ways to do things, I'll do it the wrong way, but I have a laugh and I get on and do it the right way. So I'm not that handy, but I enjoy doing stuff and I get an amazing sense of pride. I'll give you a tour of my allotment, and particularly the end bit. This is the bit that I really like the best. It's where I built a tree house and a tree swing and all that. And you know, that reminds me a little bit about our assembly. So we have a resilience assembly, and it's all about having that resilience and that mental attitude. So mums and dads, you know all about our resilience assemblies, and we do these on a 3-year rota. So we'll keep on doing these assemblies. But it's about never giving up and having that positive attitude. So yeah, I never give up, even though I'm rubbish at doing my DIY. I quite enjoy doing it, having a laugh. And here's a couple of kids down the allotment. There's my wee boy and his pal. Say hello, guys. Hi. And can you see my tree house that I built, and the fire pit, and the den, and the swing, and the big fort that Alfie and his pals made during the last lockdown down the bottom, and they play Nerf wars and all sorts of things down there. So yeah, so that's my favourite bit of the allotment. So over to our assembly then, over to our resilience assembly, and I'll cut to the PowerPoint there just now. Right, boys and girls, it's time for our resilience assembly. And this week's resilience assembly is all about challenging your mindset. So mums and dads, we have our resilience assemblies on a regular basis, do lots of work in our class all about resilience and all about emotional intelligence. Our resilience topics are all about Skipper on this river of life, and we know there's rapids, we know there's difficult things on the river of life. It's about how you cope with that. We're always talking in school about our backup team, and how, you know, we get people to help us and how we help other people and what we do as a community in our school. So today's assembly, challenge your mindset, we quote from Carol Dweck. It's not always people who start out the smartest who end up the smartest. Do you know how you cope with adversity? We talk about emotional intelligence, about being smart with your emotions. And actually, it's people who are smart with emotions that usually get on really well in life, who end up being the happiest. So it makes our resilience topic really important. So today, challenge your mindset. We've already covered in our unit
who we are and what we're good at, and it's not fixed. Having a positive mental attitude and changing your mindset is really important. The way we think, feel, learn actually shapes our brain. There is some science that our brain changes the way that we think more positively, which is phenomenal. Or we think negatively, it'll change our brain in that way. And finally, you can change through the choices that you make. So don't give up. Try and be positive. So time to think for us, okay? Can you think of something that you were not very good at in the beginning? I told you in my allotment about trying to change a puncture. And the second time I did it, putting 17 holes in it. And now I do it without even thinking. What were you not very good at in the beginning? Okay, think of something that you're not good at, but you are pretty good at it now. Remember how you got better at things through effort and practice. Have you challenged your brain recently? Tell yourself it's okay. I can't do this yet. Okay, we're always saying that in school. Somebody says, I can't do it. You can't do it yet. It's really important to think about that yet. Mums and dads, you can tell your kids, you can't do that yet. Kids, you can tell your mum and dad, they can't do that yet as well. We never stop learning as adults, you know that. Do you take time to consider your options? That's really, really important. Change can happen when we make one choice at a time. So think about what you can do. If you're having difficulty with something, what can you do about it? Make your mark and get started. So time for a story. If this was assembly, I'd be telling you a wee story, or Mrs. Brown would be telling you a wee story, or Miss Huxford or Miss McLean would be telling you a wee story. And this story is about Dot. So Skipper is going to share this story. I've actually got it from YouTube, and it's from a fellow called Peter Reynolds. Okay, so listen to this story.
The Dot. By Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. There! Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, Now sign it. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting, lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on a bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots were quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Sign it." The end.
Okay, how was that story? What can you do to challenge your brain this week? This is my challenge for you. I want you to think of something that you can do to actually challenge your brain. One thing that you can do to get better. What is that thing? The thing that you're not very good at? I want you to think about how you're going to try to get better. You're not very good at it yet, okay? I'd love it, mums and dads, if you sent me a picture, emailed me a picture, or even on Facebook of what that thing is. You trying to be positive, and you trying to get better at that thing, okay? All right, that's it. Speak to you later. Bye.